I like it. Right.
Okay, so you put it on the
YouTube.
Oh, so I guess I need
This is
to.
our YouTube channel.
Oh, thanks. Yep, that's
Sorry.
there still.
Who?
There.
Oh,
Always
Did you
there.
just? Oh,
she just yanked that mask through her earring.
she's a soldier. See how she brushes her teeth. Woo!
It's a private moment.
Oh!
That's a private a little loud so I can get this out there.
Oh, me?
Yeah, just talk right
Hey
now.
guys, what up?
Yeah, no, I was just saying.
We're gonna start our show with Wtdty podcast on
you're
Bfam
talking to-
109.6.
Hey!
Yeah, say what's up.
What are you recording on? What's
All right, I got YouTube podcast here, and I got Facebook here.
Facebook.
Yes.
Did you want me to chat with you?
If you want, it's only gonna be an hour. You're gonna get cut off, girl. You better get off. I'm joking. I know. I'm joking.
How about at the first segment? Don't do the intro.
There you go. Wait, what?
The first thing I looked for, I looked to see if my pen was still here. I thought he got my shit.
Like that.
What? Huh?
What did you say? Hold on.
Everything he said, he walked in there was so intelligent.
They're like, what?
I got my pen.
Let's see.
No, just instead of starting right at the start at the first segment when you come in. To do
Oh, got you. Yeah.
Take that first 4 minutes out.
Yeah.
You won't have to worry about going over and get cut off.
It's got a good point.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to do a logo too.
Okay.
You'll see, like right now, using the Bfam logo because I
Got you. I can send that to you right before we leave here.
Where y'all are staying?
I am. You want to move? You have any other choices?
You can stay. That's beautiful. You can see that.
Like, you want to change?
If you want to move over to a minute and 30,
No,
just stay there. You're going to stay right where you are. Or you're going to move. I just want to make sure you got the camera exactly where you're going to be.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're recording live too. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I am.
I feel like I'm against the wall.
All right, minute 6.
All right. Here we go. About to do this thing, man. We back. Keep a mission, buddy.
He's working, right?
Yeah.
We got show tonight.
Yeah,
He's working
We
tomorrow.
got show tonight.
exactly.
Questions, problems, answers.
I think we good. I think we good.
How about
So you doing the intro first? As soon as you come in, you playing that with the okay.
like is that right there? You got mine?
I got you. Yours is right there.
Mine's open. That's
Yeah,
all
I was like, hold on, let me just
time.
stay real quick.
Give me what your podcast is. Follow us at
B Squad backstage.
Squad Backstage.
What's that?
One word, two.
Yes, B Squad and then backstage. Yeah.
Backstage.
B Squad.
That's it?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That's
just
on
that
IG.
one. Just like that one. Yeah.
Just so you know, that's going to be scrolling across the bottom of your page.
There it is.
All right, you already know.
Yes, we are. You about to do it.
I'll hear the music.
Yeah.
Y'all know what time it is.
Yeah.
I was like, are you breathing into
I
the
know.
mic? You spitting hot fire?
Exactly. You don't care. Hello, and welcome to What They Don't Tell You podcast. We are your host, DJ Mifflin, and of course Keith Vance, who couldn't be here. But we are the B Squad. Yes. Oh man, we're excited today. We are here with our family. Bfam 109.6.
Yep.
Yes. We want to
New
thank you guys.
station.
Yeah, appreciate you guys for having us. Appreciate you guys for bringing us on the squad. We are so excited.
Internet radio.
Yes. A lot of you probably are wondering who we are, but we're gonna get into that. We are. We're excited. We got a great show today.
Yeah, we do. We always have a great show. But this is your first time getting into this. So we want y'all to know a little bit of background about the show, where we come from, what we do, how to stay in touch, and of course, what we're gonna be offering y'all through the next hour.
Yes.
So, welcome to What They Don't Tell You podcast.
Now, what is What They Don't Tell You podcast? I'm sure you're wondering. Well,
Yes.
What They Don't Tell You podcast was created during the quarantine, actually. Our very first show was when Atlanta was shut down. And we came together because we wanted to begin telling a lot of these entertainers, a lot of the artists, dancers, writers, people who come to us on an everyday basis. And just give them some of the real about what they'll deal with in the industry, what they're dealing with in the industry, and what they don't tell you that you're going to have to deal with. We are former artists and still working, of course, in the industry for numerous years.
Right.
On different levels.
Right. And, it's also wanting people to understand, as viewers, because I was like, we saw the shares go up in Netflix. We saw people getting more involved in YouTube. We saw the amount of people who are doing more Facebook Live, more TikTok. People who are believing that it just takes the internet for you to just become famous, right? That's all it is. I'm famous. I got social media. I got an internet page. People love me. People see me. I've got followers. That's all there is.
Fools.
I'm here to tell you what they don't tell you
Right.
about what it actually takes to become successful in the industry.
And let me tell you something. A lot of times you hear these conspiracy theories or however you want to put it. And
True.
I'm here to tell you that get all the information, get all the knowledge you can, and then decide whether or not you want to just think that something is a conspiracy theory or that's just talk or, oh, they're just jealous of them. No, this is the most impactful industry, or I should say not even just the film industry, but I'm talking about music, everything.
True.
These are the most impactful pieces of instruments that control the world, control how we live, how we eat, how we taste, how we drink, how we wear our clothes. You think everything you got was basically because you said it was? Come on, bro. Come on. All these different shows, all these different styles of genres, all they mess with your five senses: taste, hearing, touch. Y'all know them. Y'all grown. Y'all get it. All right, but they deal with that, and I'm telling you, you guys don't understand. Now, this is what the show is about. Now, why do we talk about this? Because we come from the industry. Keisha, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, yeah. So, coming from the industry, I myself did modeling and acting. I started as a kid. It was something that I loved. School plays. It was like, oh my gosh, I'm loud. This works. I can yell. It's like being in the theater. Project. I could do that naturally. I was always loud. I was always talking. I always had a big energy about myself. And so my mom had to find a way to channel that and put it to good use. And that's where the theater came in.
So you technically had ADHD, but
yeah, no, I was actually diagnosed as hyperactive as a kid.
All artists got ADHD.
I was definitely a hyperactive kid.
Too.
I was waking up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, knocking on their door "You not up? How come you're not up? I can see the sun. Did you? Hello? Are you? Hello? Yeah, no, I'm that kid.
So what kind of work did you do?
So I was like I said, I did a lot of theater. I did a lot of plays. So I acted all through high school. I acted all through college, and then just a little bit post college. And then modeling took over for me. I really loved being on the runway. When I do my elevator pitch, I tell people I'm the kind of person who just loves to be on stage.
Yeah.
Because I'm a puppet master and I like to control people's emotions.
Ooh, what a rush.
So it's something about being up there and knowing that what I do impacts how you feel.
Right.
In that moment, you can feel the energy of an audience and a crowd. And that's just something that just resonates with me. So I'm not as much of a film person. So a lot of people are why don't you want to get on screen and, jump behind the scenes? And I'm just kind of I can work behind the scenes. I'm a logistical, analytical person. So I don't have any problem doing a logistical, analytical person.
Big words right here, y'all.
I have no problem doing the event planning. I like Excel charts. I like PowerPoint. I like working in Word.
Right.
I don't have to, to spell check me. I'm spell checking you. I'm that kind of person,
gotcha.
Right? But at the same time, I am a performer. I do love to speak. And so those are the things that, wrapped around me coming into and working with this podcast.
That's what's up.
But you know, that's me.
Well,
so DJ.
You talking about me?
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
Tell them
Well,
who you be.
my name is DJ Mifflin. No, I am not a DJ. I get that so much.
Uh,
Yeah, but no, I got into I come from a background family. I come from a family that has a background in singing, entertainment, sports, just all those different levels. So I grew up in a very active type family. It didn't really hit me till I got in like the middle school era. I was in the professional opera in Philadelphia as a Hansel and Gretel kid, where you had to audition every year. So did that. After that, I got to high school. Really started getting involved. Of course, I was singing, of course, with my family over the family group and stuff like that, playing the drums. But I didn't really hit drama until high school. Got hit it. Decided to try it. Caught the rush, loved it. You know what I'm saying?
Thing, right?
I was like, yeah, this is cool. Couldn't figure out the Macbeth and all that kind of stuff. But when I got to college, it was like, oh, this is it. Went to a conservatory, New York Conservatory of Dramatic Arts in New York City. Hello, class of 2004. Stand up. You know what I'm saying? After I left there, got my first professional gig off Broadway. We won a Drama Desk Award. If anyone in New York City knows that. Drama Desk Award. Which was pretty cool. And then I just thought I was a shit. I just thought I'd go ahead and go into the industry. Little did I know that was not the great move. Struggled for a while.
So it wasn't immediate, just take off.
Oh no, I lost my car. I lost like my career, clothes, flooding, all that stuff, sleeping in my car. I was there for a little while. But found a way, went to Delaware, back to my hometown for a little while. Worked for an entertainment company there, owned sign actor, executive producer, went to Atlanta. Finally, down the line, did some work down there. All this time, I was working in almost 30 projects. You know what I mean? And then I hit a TV show called Sleepy Hollow on Fox, where I played Moloch. Yes, I played Moloch on Sleepy Hollow, and that just kind of like was the thing. And then I just started working behind the scenes. So yeah.
You made that transition backstage.
Oh yeah, directing. I teach. I do a little bit of everything. Thanks very much.
And I was like, and I mentioned backstage especially because we have a spinoff show that we work on as well called B Squad Backstage.
Yes, B Squad Backstage. So check that out, guys.
Yes.
We would love to have. We actually basically talk to people who have like businesses, artists. We do interviews. Just reach out to the community and talk to people that we would like to share. Their vision, their futures, what they have going on, and just some of the great things that they share as far as how to get going,
what
business
they do,
moves,
who they influence,
exactly,
how to get in touch with them. Everybody's got a story to tell,
yeah,
right?
So
we want to be able to tap into what everybody has to offer within the industry. But we would be remiss if we don't talk about our missing third person, comedian Keith.
Man, we miss you, bro. Yeah, he's out on the road. He's actually doing comedy right now.
He's working. Yes, he is a working comedian. Yeah, he's a third part of the team.
Yes,
so just a little bit about Keith. He's been doing comedy, I think, like 8-9 years now. Yeah. So he's been at it. He is literally a professional working comedian, and he is working professionally this evening, which is why he's not with us. He's doing a show here in Atlanta over at Dancing Skull. Shout out to Dancing Skulls in Atlanta, where he hosts. And it's literally like stand-up comedians. It's an open mic. They can come out there and show what they've got. So, if you're a local comedian, if you are in the nearby area of Atlanta, you can drive into the city. If you want to show what you're working with,
go to
show up to Dancing Skulls. Hit up Keith Vance.
You think you funny?
Yeah. He's actually been on Who's Got Jokes. Why are you saying that? Yeah. That was one of the shows.
Say something.
And he has his own event planning company where it's called Feed Me Funny. Yeah, so he does some of his own production. So Keith, we miss you. The vibe isn't quite right. When you guys get the trio together in a couple of weeks, you're going to see how we really do.
That's right. So Keith, man, come back, man. We miss you, bro. But listen, we got a great show for you today, guys. We want you to stay tuned. We are excited to be here. Up next, we got Keisha with the Bee's Nest on What They Don't Tell You podcast on Bfam 109.6. B Squad's in the building.
B Squad.
Let's go.
All right. So the two things I'm gonna like kind of talk about thankful like a little bit.
Okay.
Just to be like, hey, there's some things that have been happening. And I was like, I feel thankful for. So
there we go.
Thankful for. So we'll take like maybe 2-3 minutes with that. Okay. Then I'm gonna go in to talk about Hades. So I was like, hey, the earthquake is happening in Haiti. Things are really like ramping up. So think about different ways that you can give aid because blah blah blah.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go into childhood.
Because you got 10 minutes. I gave you 10 minutes.
We're gonna do what they didn't tell you. Feedback.
That's what I did. I gave you 10 minutes. We always go around.
I mean,
because we be getting into the topic.
Yeah. And I was like, we can make this one work.
And this one, what again? This was what again? Your topics?
Haiti. So we're talking about the earthquake in Haiti.
Yeah, earthquake.
Yeah. Okay. Earthquake in Haiti, and then Jeopardy. Is Jeopardy in Jeopardy?
Right, Jeopardy.
All right. So welcome back, you all. This is Keisha Williams with the Bees Nest. Be enriched, be encouraged, and be educated. So for those of you guys who are not familiar with this segment, Bees Nest is for our entertainment, it is for our education, and it is for your enrichment. There are stories that are happening around the world that we want to just pay a little bit closer attention to and do like a little bit of a call out. But before I jump into that topic, there is something that we here and what they don't tell
That's
you
right.
like to do every single time that we have a show. And it's our shout out, it is our thank you.
That's
Thank
right,
you
guys.
segment.
We like to also do a shout out and say what we're thankful for. But if you have something that you're thankful for, reach out to us. You can go to wtdtyglobal@gmail.com. Send us your notes and we can, share them on there. Where else?
I was like, well, you can see us on Instagram with B Squad Backstage.
That's right. And just let us know how you feel, what you're thankful for, and we'll read them or show them on our pages, or we'll actually read them like here on the show. So send them in, guys. We'd love to hear it. But
we want to hear from you all.
I guess
this time we're going to talk about what we're thankful for, and this is because this is my birthday weekend, y'all.
Oh, that's right.
So I am going to be celebrating on the regular. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday.
Hey, that was great. Thank you. We here all week.
I didn't have to hold my ear or nothing. I can tell. No. It is my birthday. I'm giving a shout out to all the Leos crossing over to Virgo season because we're about to take over for the rest of our season.
Wow.
So there's that happening, but also the thing that I wanted to throw out there is a lot of people are trying to get, fit for the summertime. So I have gotten into and embarking upon this new journey. And I am thankful that my very first detox is over.
Okay.
And I'm ready to get down and eat, and feed my inner fat girl. Okay. So she is about to go in this weekend. And for those of y'all who know me, you know my motto. You eat dessert first. So that is what's going to be happening.
Okay.
Yes. But so DJ, what are you thankful for?
What am I thankful? Well, basically, I'm gonna say what I'm thankful for. Let me see.
It's a Friday.
Well, first of all, I'm thankful for my son, who I am. Again? Yes. That's my boy. He's 4 going on 5. Shout out to Dallas Carter. I love you, buddy. But yes, I'm thankful for him. He's the reason why I work hard and grind every day. He brought purpose to my life, so that's my buddy. And I'm thankful for my family. Just being supportive. To my girlfriend, happy birthday. I'm thankful for her. And you know what I'm saying? Just good things in life right now. Big things moving. Big things turning. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm thankful for. Yeah. Nah.
Well, as much as it feels good to talk about what we're thankful for, we want to talk about some of the things that are happening around the world. And one of the biggest things, as I've talked about on previous shows that you guys don't know, I have a Caribbean background, so I am sending a shout out, a lot of love to anybody who has Haitian families. For those of you guys who are not aware, there was a 7.2 earthquake that hit on Saturday. Last weekend, Haiti was once again rocked to its core.
Yes.
And those people are struggling. So as much as it is, we can be thankful that, I can be thankful. I'm going to be going out and celebrating and eating a great meal this weekend with family and friends and loved ones who are in good health and good spirits. There are those who are struggling.
Is this their second one?
Yeah.
Like, didn't they have a big one like that?
Yeah.
Man, they just,
And I was like, it feels like I think I'm sometimes, and for some of them, that they can't catch a break.
Right.
So it's like you build up to get knocked back down again, right?
And we need them, man. That's one of our good ones. You know, like the Black community. That's one of our good ones. They're the ones who stood up, fought for a long time.
They were the rebels in a way that a lot of
we
us
gotta stand up for
were
them.
not. You know, when you
Right.
go back and you look at your history,
Mm-hmm.
you know, give us death or give us freedom.
Exactly.
Right.
So yes, if you please can help any way, please
Yeah.
send it out, please,
I
because
was like,
they need it.
Yeah, and I was like, and continue to bring awareness to it. They need food, they need resources, they need supplies. Like they're in dire straits and they're fighting over there.
That's
I was
right.
like, they need water, you know, anything that you can think of. You know, a lot of times people are doing food drives, they're doing clothing drives, community organizations. I want you guys to take a moment to highlight this country, these people, these descendants that need help. And there's ways that you can help them. So find out what you guys can do. We're probably going to be posting a couple of different options on our pages as well, just to let people know how you can help, how you can get in touch, how you can make a difference. Right now when they really, really, truly need it. So.
And I'm gonna tell you how serious it is, because even when I told you about the flood and everything back at when I was coming up in the industry, the people who helped me, some of the people helped me, but my boy who actually his family opened their home to me because I lost everything was Haitian.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm telling y'all, like, Haitians are good people, man. Like, really are. They are good people, and it's just sad to see, like I said, to see a culture that's just so strong and so proud. You know what I mean? Go through this, and if we can help them in any way, a little bit goes a long way. So please do that. And if you need information or anything, reach us out. We'll try to get you some as well. Okay?
Yeah. Yep. So I know I took us down, I took us up, I took us down. So I'm gonna bring us back up again. So DJ, growing up as a kid, when you used to come home from school, like what was like your favorite game show to like watch?
Oh, Family Feud.
Okay.
Jeopardy was one.
Jeopardy.
Wheel of Fortune.
Yep, Wheel of Fortune, because they came back to back, right?
Because only had channels 3, 6, and 10. So.
Oh, there were limitations there.
Yeah.
We're not gonna talk about that.
My bad.
But what we are going to talk about is Jeopardy with an exclamation mark. So I don't know how many of you guys have been following like the stories that have been going along with Jeopardy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to necessarily say devastated, but I was really, really sad in November when Alex Trebek passed away from pancreatic cancer.
R.I.P. Alex.
Right? So that
R.I.P.
was devastating to lose such an icon. Like you said, growing up as kids, come home.
See me at the crossroads. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. So you can watch this with your family. Everybody's trying to see how smart they are, see how much trivia they can answer, so on and so forth. And he just kind of had that calm and that stance. You know, he was literally like a staple in the community.
He was kind of like the white people's Billy D of game shows.
Okay, that's fair. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Yeah. I was like, he was dapper. He was a good looking guy. He had a nice voice. You know, he carried himself with a certain air, if you will. So no.
See him with a Michelob and not with a Coke. You know what? Go ahead.
Wow. Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead. Okay.
But like, so when we think about that, there were actually campaigns. You know, people trying to figure out who was going to be the next host of Jeopardy. They talked about Aaron Rodgers. They talked about Katie Couric.
I saw
Aaron Rodgers. Is that like a sports guy?
Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Green Bay Packers quarterback.
No, I don't care about sports.
He about close to term anyway. He did something.
Sports. Yeah. That guy. Okay, if you know the name, I did good.
Yeah. I am. I'm right. Right. You know, he just knew the name. That's all right.
You know, thing he did. But okay, cool. So Katie Couric, you know, she's already been on the news, she did announcements, so on and so forth. But my all-time favorite, who I voted for when the position came around, LeVar Burton. Yeah.
Did he win it?
No.
He's not doing it?
No, that's not the guy.
That's some bull.
So, listen, there was like I said, their campaign, their petition, it was like a whole thing. People were trying to vote. They were trying to put in their influence.
So who the hell they put in there?
This guy, his last name is Richards.
Oh, he was the executive producer.
So he's not only the executive producer of Jeopardy, he had also executive produced The Price is Right. He had also done Let's Make a Deal. So he was working his way through like the game show kind of like area and industry. Yes, A lot of people were kind of wondering how
Y'all think this thing was fair?
So there's one thing for him to be executive producer of the show. There's another thing for him to flip it and end up as the host of the show, considering who people were trying to go for, who people were voting for, who people were campaigning for, who people liked the most, and they're even focus groups. But I digress.
See.
What's interesting to me is he went from executive producer to hosting. His first show last week. This man is already off the air as of today.
Oh.
So he recorded 5 shows that will be airing in September for those of you who want to catch and see how that first host went.
Griminess don't win, son.
Sometimes what you do in the dark.
Yeah, we'll complain. Griminess don't win, son.
Now, I'm not going to say what he did because he was live and proud when he was doing the podcast.
Yeah, but he was dark doing it.
Okay, so he was doing this podcast and he was known to have made, as somebody put it, they were surprised to learn of the offensive podcast comments that he had made on his show. I mean, he made show. Now his podcast is called Random D-U-M-B. Random Show. Okay, and he was known to have made comments such as calling one of his co-hosts a booth slut.
What?
At a consumer show in Las Vegas.
He said a booth slut?
He said women in one pieces are considered trophy and overweight.
Oh, wow.
There are a number of other comments that he made that were definitely not shining of women in a positive light. And for him to turn around and be on this show,
wow.
And for somebody to find out, they're surprised to find out about that, despite the fact that they had made him.
Yeah, but I hate to say it, he's going to be okay.
Okay.
This is not just a little wrinkle in his lifestyle. He's going to be all right. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's the sad part about it. Like, I want people like LeVar Burton who have meaningful backgrounds, who've done something. Yeah, let him go ahead and get a show. Yeah. Come on, man, get us another black show. Come on, people. Get us. Just let us. Shoot. Yes, please.
I do believe that power, what do they say? Ultimate power corrupts absolutely. And I think that may have been the case for this particular gentleman. And when I say cases, it has as well. Yeah. So, if you want to know more information about him, it's already in the news. It happened today. It is current news. Read the story for yourself. Check out the New York Times. Check out the Reader. That story came by journalist Claire. But that's all the time I have for business. This is Keisha Williams. Be enriched, be encouraged, and be educated. All
right. Thank you, Miss Keisha. All right. Up next, hot topic with me, your boy, DJ Mifflin, on What They Don't Tell You podcast, Bfam 109.6. B Squad in the building. B Squad. Not bad. I hear you flew. You was flying. I ain't gonna lie. Because I looked up, I was like, damn, that minute is flying.
Very nice.
Yeah. I was like, timing is flying. But see, because when we do it, we have
to have the timer up. See, that's what we need.
I got
people watching.
Shut up, really?
Live, yeah.
Already.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you what's funny though is I have to do edits so bad. It'd be like 20 minutes of talking. I'm like, boy, we got cut. We only need 7 minutes of this, people. We be talking for hours, yo. That's crazy. That's dope.
All right, so we know we're going into
the hot topic.
What was the hot topic?
Hollywood versus independent.
All right.
All right, and welcome back to What They Don't Tell You podcast. This is your boy DJ Mifflin, part of the B Squad, and
I'm the lady on the show.
Yes.
Keisha Williams.
Yes. And shout out to Keith, who's out here doing his thing.
That's right.
Comedy, getting working. But we are the B Squad once again. All right, so now the time has come. We about to get the meat of it all, the juicy, hot topic. Now, this is a segment that I and your boy bring up in the show, just to talk about some things that we will dabble into, different segments that you'll see that we will have. And this is just basically, just sharing some knowledge, sharing some input that we've went through, and then just giving information that, hey, you need to go do the research, check it out yourself and see what it is. All right. But those of you who don't know much about the industry, we also educate you, and kind of get an understanding of what this beast is, because it hits everybody, whether or not you are someone who's in the industry or not. This thing affects us all. And yes, people, Yes, even on your news stations, even on your reality shows, which you think is reality. Hilarious. Oh, by the way, I've been on one of those. Yes, and I won mine. I won a date. Shout out, you know what I'm saying, to a winner. So that lets you know I know what I'm talking about. Okay.
He's a winner.
I was on a court TV show. So yeah, some of y'all thinking some of them court shows is real. Yeah, I was on there. Yep. Name was Joel Drucker. So whoever y'all thought that was my real name, you're stupid. No. But yes. So a lot of times when we look at reality, even reality is something that has to be put together. Okay. So you have to understand what this is, man. Be knowledgeable of it. And those who want to get into this business, you got to know the game. There's not a sports game in this world that you can just jump into and not do nothing. You not know anything. You can jump right into a sport, go professional, and not know nothing. That doesn't make sense. So why would you do it with the industry? Why would you do it as a dancer? Why would you do it as a painter? And I'm not saying that there are people who just don't pick up something that can be talented. Yes. But you want to know the game that you're playing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to know the game that you're playing. It's like playing with knives with a blindfold on, and you ain't got no aim. It's like somebody gonna die. You know what I mean? Somebody gonna die. But that's what we're talking about here. All right. The topic is Hollywood versus independent. Okay.
Okay.
Now the reason why I brought this topic up is because I deal with this with some of my students. I deal with this with some people over the years that I've worked through or worked with, and some people that I actually used to do security for. And a lot of the things that you always question is, I'm trying to make it to Hollywood. Why don't you just be an independent artist? It might be a lot easier. Well, no, I want to go to Hollywood. I want to make it in the industry. So you just want to try to be in an elite group that necessarily 1 in a million get in. And when you get in, a lot of them are not happy once they get in and they can't get out. So, and I'm not saying all Hollywood stuff is like that. You know what I'm saying?
They jump you in, put you in. It's fine.
I'm just saying, times dudes jumping in, whatever you want to call it.
You jumped in. They got jumped in. That's
You know what I'm saying?
I heard
But you can be an independent artist, have your own business, and just make money and collect checks. And people ain't got to know everything you're doing. You can actually have your privacy, love what you do, and still create good work. I don't know.
And have that balance.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, there's something to be said. I was like, people are always talking about work-life balance, especially now, in the COVID era. It's an era now because we thought it would end, but it's still happening, right?
That's right.
But when we're talking about, how do you actually manage your business? How do you manage that and then still have a life? Like, you have to be able to juggle the balls and keep everything up at once and not let anything fall.
That's right.
So part of that is taking care of yourself, is taking care of your mental health, making sure that you're in a good space, and making sure that, I hope, you're still being a good person. Some would argue that if you go into Hollywood, your image is controlled.
Right.
Who you become is dictated. I was like, in the old days when movies really started, they literally signed that contract and signed their entire lives away.
Mm-hmm.
When you watch the people who did movies like Gone with the Wind, those actors and actresses could not be their actual selves in reality, in real life.
Right.
What they did in their house could even be dictated. How they dressed, who they were seen with, how they behaved. The acting didn't end when the camera stopped rolling. The camera was always rolling. And honestly, I'm not quite sure how different it is for celebrities now today.
Right.
Because instead of the camera rolling on set, y'all have y'all phones rolling all the time. Yeah. They go off, they go on. That's your phone. But if you see somebody famous, that's somebody else's phone that's on you.
Right.
So you don't even have the privacy or the ability to be yourself without having it taped. I mean, the story that we were just talking about, yes, that was a podcast that he filmed and he put up. But he also had a team around him that actually tried to protect him. Right. So I'm not defending his actions, but the team did pull down the podcast and take down the platform that it was on to kind of prevent people from seeing who he really was at that time. Right. So that darkness coming to light, when you're in Hollywood.
Let me tell you something. This Hollywood game is, it can make you or break you, man. Like, I'll use this example, which everybody probably has heard, like the NBA, right?
Right.
NBA. You know how many people want to be in the NBA? There's a lot of people want to be in the NBA,
Don't you
right?
just gotta be tall? That's all it takes,
I mean,
right?
no, you gotta have skill. No, you got,
Hands.
you know what I'm saying? No, but let's be real. You gotta be an artist too.
Mm.
You gotta be a business.
Mm.
You gotta be a social. What is it, media? I don't know. How do we call this? Social
Influencer?
influencer. There you go. That's the word. Big word. That's the big word for the day right now.
Influencer.
Yeah. But you have to be someone in this business who can be an all-around asset.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's the Hollywood game. Right. You're pitching, you're a walking billboard, you're a walking poster of an industry.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You represent the industry itself. And only a few can do it. You know what I'm saying? This is the elite group of people. But at the same time, you don't control everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't want to do that. You do.
I was like, it's in your best interest.
Right.
It's for your image.
Because we can shut this down. Right.
It's for your brand.
Come on.
That's what they say today, right? Everyone's talking about their branding. Well, it won't be good for my brand if I were to stand next to you in public. But after the cameras go off, we can still be friends. Right.
Now, here's the thing. I'm not trying to sit here and just completely bash everything about Hollywood, because that's not what we're trying to do. What we're saying is we're explaining how tough it is to get in this thing. But
also to know what you're getting into.
And that too.
I think that's I'm sorry. More important. Yeah.
What you're getting into, and being careful of what routes you go.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But what I'm also saying is that there's also a work smarter, not harder concept, where I could be a business. Mm-hmm. This is what I tell my students all the time. Think of yourself as a business. If you think of yourself as a business, you can never go wrong, right?
Why?
Because I will not sell my soul. I will not put myself in harm's way. I will not do something totally out of pocket and disrespectful if it's something that's going to hurt my brand.
Well, aren't businesses soulless? They're entities.
True.
So it's one of those things you want to think about. So you want to think of yourself as a business, but keep in mind that's the difference. You're still a human.
Right.
Right? You are a marketable product, but you can discern what's right and wrong for you.
Girl,
you can say what's negotiable. You can say what's non-negotiable. What's not going to work for you? Right. What are you not willing to do on camera? Because guess what? Somebody's going to ask you.
Exactly.
They'll try it. And if they catch you in the right moment, you might do it.
And can I ask a question? What's wrong with saying no? Right? Like, what's wrong with not wanting to be
portrayed
everybody's favorite
way, or to portray certain things? Right?
Or just got to be by that one, or just got to be by that star, or I just got to be as big. No, be yourself. Maybe
be true to you. Be true to your morals.
Because sometimes we actually will try to want something so bad that when we get it, it was never what we wanted. Mm-hmm. And then when we get it, we can't get rid of it. You better watch what you ask for.
That's right. You might just get it.
But now, if you go out here and you bust your tail and you look at it as like an actual business, as an actual structure, as your actual company, that every time that I put my foot out here, I represent my brand, my business, and the people behind me. Mm-hmm. You'd be surprised how fast that transition starts to happen for you.
Right.
Because it's not about like, I need a job, or I'm trying to make it to Hollywood like you're a 9-to-5 worker. Like, and no disrespect to saying to 9-to-5 workers, it's nothing like that. But I'm just saying that concept of I got to get a job instead of saying I am the job.
Mm-hmm. I am the business.
I'm the business. They need me just as much as I need them. Mm-hmm. I've got a contract with you. You don't.
But you have a contract with me.
Exactly.
Like it should be a mutually beneficial relationship. And I think a lot of times when people go into this, you're so happy to get put on.
Right.
You get so happy to be like, but yo, it's Hollywood, like it's Sony. Right now, I think the biggest thing people are talking about is, oh, but it's Netflix.
Right.
So you're so excited to get this moment. And yes, you get this moment to shine, but what are they asking you to do? How are they asking you to glow? Right. Are they diminishing your light, or are they letting you shine your brightest?
Well, let's also give them an understanding of what we're talking about.
Fair enough.
Independence, right?
Okay.
So Hollywood, major motion pictures, top stars, the Denzel Washingtons, the Will Smiths, the Brad Pitts, the Angelina Jolies, them.
The household names that you know, recognize. You could see them on the street and go up and ask for an autograph or now a selfie.
Right. And why? Now, why? Let me ask you that question. Now, why do you think they're your favorite? If something is given to you on a consistent basis, so many times,
Right.
that's going to be your favorite.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But how many of them are good though? Very little.
Do you know?
It's very little. You know what I'm saying?
Know, like when you're watching, like, do you really know?
But because they've been on the TV for so long and they've done this so many times, oh, they're my favorite. It's yes, because they've been thrown to you so much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But how many people can you honestly say that you don't know their name to save their life, but you watch the film, you was like, oh my God, he was amazing.
That guy.
I don't know who he is. I ain't never seen him before, but he was actually pretty good.
Because he was in that other thing.
Right.
That guy.
You know what I'm saying? But because it's, like we said again, it's a crew. it's literally survival of the fittest in that business. But be careful what you wish for. Now, what's an independent? Indie festivals. I say, one thing I say is hood flicks. Like that's independent. Because you know what I'm saying? Okay. Because think about it, independence means independent. Like I could do this myself, right? Mm-hmm. I don't need nobody.
Cycling.
Right? Even and let's take the filmmaking out of it. Let's say a dancer. Let's say a painter. Let's say
so now you're talking about independent artists.
Artists in general.
Artistry, like at its origin, at its core.
Because that's what we're here to do, right?
You're doing what you love and someone's paying you for it.
Come on. So when you go and have that audition and they bring you in front of the casting director, why are you sitting there scared? Because you don't want them to say no. When you should be like, I just want them to be interested in my work again. I want to call back. I just want to be able to have them on their speed. I want to be on their speed dial. It's like I'm a plumber, right? This may not be the best work, but I'm gonna do my best. I just want to make sure that if you ever have some problems again, at least you'll keep me in consideration.
Right, you gonna call me back.
Right, keep me in consideration. Now we might not have a great conversation. We might not, you might not. My drawers might be down a little bit. You see my butt crack when I'm working, but I'm getting the job done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I want to be able to have you call me when you need some help because at the end of the day, I did my job and I did it well.
I love that perspective because I think a lot of people, when they think about castings, they're like, it's do or die. If I go in here, everything's on the line. Right. Like, it's so, like, dramatic. Like, just the whole, everything about it is so dramatic.
Well, don't if
you don't get sucked into all of
there you go. And don't mistake,
it doesn't mean you don't care.
Like, don't mistake, what is it I'm looking for? Don't mistake, dang, I just had it. Okay, I'm trying to think. Like it's.
He'll get it back now.
I know because it was something you just said and it triggered it. Okay, like I don't need it now. It wasn't that important. Yeah, it wasn't important. Don't worry about it. It's not important. But Hollywood versus independence. Okay, it's the deception game, man. I hate to say it. It is, man. You know what I'm saying? Because.
So what's the deception? Is it the perception?
It's the bliss. It's the love of it all. It's the look of it.
So it is the perception.
Yeah.
It's how we perceive it. So you look at Hollywood and the perception is that you made it. Right? Mm-hmm. I was like, you look at it independent and you're saying you're trying to make it.
Well, but the difference, I would say the difference between them is at least you still have your sanity. At least you still have royalties. At least you still have what's yours. Mm-hmm. Can't nobody take it from you.
Tangible art that you
so if you speak your truth, if you out here doing what you're supposed to do on your own, and I'm not saying, and this is not saying that you can't work in Hollywood and not be independent. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying be smart about what you sign, be smart about who you are a part of, be smart about exactly. Because I've seen good people that I've worked with in Hollywood, and now I see how they've been treated on shows like I'm gonna be real with you, Orlando Jones. I've worked with Orlando. That man was the coolest dude, and he was the most respectful person on Sleepy Hollow to me. He showed me mad love. Matter of fact, he came to me, got my number, talked to me personally. I was like, yo, this is great. Introduced me to his family, everything. So I know this dude.
Good people.
And to see how he was treated on that show, I'm like, that you know what I'm saying? But you picked the right one.
And he's one of those people that I remember, like, that guy.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, like, when he was on American Gods. Like,
yeah. And that's what I'm talking about, American Gods. Like,
an amazing job.
I love that show. I don't even watch it.
I don't know. I feel like everything that I've seen him do, like, he stood out for me. But if you were to ask, just a regular person, who's that dude? Like, they'd be like, I don't know.
You don't really know?
Orlando Bloom?
Right.
No, Jones.
Jones. Black guy. Black guy.
But
Big eyes.
are
Yeah.
there the same?
Yeah. Not the pirate.
No,
No.
the one I remember,
Yeah.
right?
Sorry. Yeah. No, there's a couple.
Oh, yeah?
Totally different complexions. But
Yeah,
there's a couple.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that guy.
We got a young one that's acting wild too. So
Oh,
we
no.
don't want to mistake him for that one.
So you see,
Nickelodeon.
you see
Yeah.
how easy it is,
Yeah,
right?
exactly,
You see
right.
how easy it is, or how hard it is,
Mhm.
right? Like how that perception works.
Yeah.
But again, you want to, I believe that as an artist, you want to create art that you can believe in, because that's going to be the artwork that's going to succeed you.
Right.
Because when you're gone, your work should
That's all you
still
have. It's
stand
your
the test
legacy.
of time.
Yeah.
If that's your legacy, right?
Right.
So you should be creating things that you believe in.
Yeah.
But there are plenty of times that you can look at an artist's history. You can look at their IMDb page. You can go back, and even in the interviews, and when you're talking to them, and they'll talk about, I can't believe I ever did that project.
Thank you.
They're like, that was the one that my agent said, that was the one that I was contracted. I was like, so even when they like make it, when you are at that pinnacle level in Hollywood, and you get signed to these film studios, you're contracted to do a certain number of films. Just like an artist who gets signed to a major record label is supposed to do a certain number of albums.
You're obligated to that.
You're obligated to fulfill your contract. So however long it takes you to fulfill those obligations, that's what you got to do. And that's why sometimes you see people's work go up and down. You're like, why?
Right.
Why is he even doing that? And he's like, for some reason, I contracted to do 25 films with this studio, and now I'm just tired.
Right.
So I just want to get this done.
Well, sorry. You got to keep going, buddy.
Yeah.
Suck it up. No.
Get
But,
in there.
yeah.
Be a champ.
But
do it for the team.
it's and the thing is independence is hard. It's tough. It's like being the least favorite guy in the room with a bunch of hunks. But at the end of the day, if some shit went down, you're the one they're gonna be asking questions. Yes. You feel what I'm saying? So do I want to have my independence, or do I want to continuously strive to be in Hollywood? And like I said, we're not trying to tell you what you should do. We're just saying, I'm gonna give you the red pill, I'm gonna give you the blue pill. You decide which one you want to take. But at the end of the day, be happy with your choice, and I don't want to hear no crying. Because
there's no crying in baseball.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? There's no crying in baseball. That was my favorite show. That was my favorite. But yeah,
their own.
Yes. But
yeah,
it's very good movie. But yeah, but like I said, listen, the industry itself.
The entire industry.
The entire industry. We're not
take out Hollywood. Take out independent. Just the industry.
It's a cruel game, y'all. If you don't have the backbone, if you don't have this secureness in yourself,
yep.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't have it, I'm telling you, this industry will eat you alive. Because there is no guarantee that the rainbow is, you know what I'm saying? It's no guarantee that it's all gonna be coming to you. You know what I mean? It's not promised.
Right.
So at the end of the day, you got to be able to tough it out. I mean, look at this. I remember I started off at 18, 17. No, 17, because I actually went to college right out of high school, and then I came back.
Yeah.
But they were talking about I was like the next Forrest Whitaker. Yeah, not this with the eye and everything. I'm just saying, like, just his like acting. Anyway, but they were saying, I'm just saying, Forrest Whitaker. They were saying my work was like that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I was excited. So then I'm out here busting hard, and I had perfect attendance. I'm up here, in this performing arts studio doing my thing. And then I finally get to graduate from it, a couple years. Oh no, this was the first year. I'm sorry, this is the first year. And it was like, you got to audition every year. And they said, I think you got what it takes. This is the part where I was like, bullshit. It was like,
really?
You're gonna make it. By the time you turn 30, you're gonna make it. I'm like, 30? I am 18 years old. I need this to happen soon. What you mean 30?
You're like a decade and some change.
Yeah, like Nick Cannon went 30 when he was starting early too. I'm trying, but that's my mind frame.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't get Sleepy Hollow until I was in my 30s.
Wow. So they were right.
I was like, by God, and I was 33. I was like, by God, you were actually right. But I didn't understand it before. And now as you get older, that's why we say, look, You know, your parents be like, I told you. I tell you, do this. And you're like, I ain't doing that. And then when you get on, you're like, dang, Mom, I should have listened to you.
If only.
If I would have just listened.
I mean, I heard you say what?
And now you got a child. You like, look, I'm telling you right now, I know you're not going to listen. But listen,
I'm trying to tell you.
it's the same thing. So when are we going to break the curse, man? When y'all going to start stepping up? And, well, we see it. We see it. Independency is really big right now. And all across the board, it's independence everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what I love about it now is that you have that social media platform, something that we all talk about how it's hurting our community and doing all these things. But at the same time, look at the beauty it's got into it. You know
Look
what
at
I'm
the
saying?
artistry.
Yeah, like young kids are able to create beautiful art in the comforts of their own home.
And not just like where you live at, because one of the things that I'm grateful for Netflix for is bringing Nollywood, so Nigerian Hollywood, and also Bollywood. Yes, Nollywood and Bollywood to expose American culture, because all we do is Hollywood, right? Like, so you're just thinking we're the only people who make movies and everyone else is just digesting our entertainment. But now you have all of these Nigerian films. You're starting to see more of these Indian films. You're starting to see like movies are everywhere. They're filmed everywhere. They're digested everywhere. It is an art form. So being able to understand like the impact that these things can have, the exposure that you're giving people to other cultures, other lands, other languages. I was watching. Wow.
Sorry, go ahead. I
was watching shows from the Netherlands, and I'm like,
2 minutes off my prediction. I told you that guys 15 something would die.
Someone's gonna die, and it was your fault.
It was my fault.
It was your fault. He's like, he's no longer live.
No,
DJ is no longer.
Facebook was that? What was that?
But IG, we still got you.
Yeah, Facebook. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. IG, we still got you.
Yeah, see?
But no, I was like, it's just really important for you guys to understand like how you're perceived and how you create your imagery to be perceived.
Right.
That's all under your control.
Yeah.
So you want to take the time to make sure that you get with a good team, to understand who's managing you, who's going to build you up, who's going to be your support system, who's going to keep you true to yourself. I think a lot of these people, when you start to move up, your people start to thin out.
That's right.
And as people who know you start to get less and less and less and less, and your world starts to get smaller as everything else is opening up for you, it's easy to lose who you are. Right. So I look at like Heath Ledger. So everybody talks about like what happened like with the Joker. Right. You look at all these suicides that happen in Hollywood. And people are always talking about how can somebody who's at the top of their game, who has it all, feel like they're alone? How is it possible?
What?
How can they feel empty?
Keisha, can I just say one thing real quick?
Go ahead.
I want everybody to understand something, because this taps into that. Oh, acting is so fake. Oh, they just fake acting. Well, y'all stop saying that, because there's nothing fake about acting. Any artist or any actor who is a real actor knows there is nothing fake. You have to take something from who you are, your personal life, and tap in that has any inkling of whatever character you're bringing in. So there are levels and ranges that you have to go to, that even if you've never, ever been in this person's body or lifestyle, you have to find it in your own life that puts you in the same emotions, same feelings that this person dealt with. So how is that fake when I got to take the darkest days of my life and bring those back up just so I can get to a point, so I can get to where this person was in this movie?
For your enjoyment.
For your enjoyment. Or to get a great painting, I got to go to a dark place.
I mean, yes, it's cathartic. Yes, it's therapeutic for the artist, for the individual who's doing it. But there is depth. There is a personal vulnerability that goes into that. Oh no, and I'm glad you said it, because I've heard over and over and over again that acting is just lying, and you can't. If you know a person who's an actor or an actress, you can't trust them. Right. Because they're like, if you can cry on cue, then how can I ever trust your emotions?
Like what? Cry on cue? Like, no, brother, you gotta give me about a couple minutes. I gotta get there.
Can't cry on cue.
No.
But everyone's had pain.
Right.
Everyone's gone through something that maybe broke your heart or tore down your spirit.
And there's a difference between crying on cue and being able to find the emotion on time.
Right.
Because you can literally cry on cue if you can connect to it. Because that's what we're doing, guys. When we actually get these techniques, you're just trying to be able to work that muscle, right? get to that. So then when you're on stage and you're performing, or if you're in front of a camera, you can reach that point quicker. To where when you're in class, you're just working on how to perfect it, how to get it better, to where you don't have to think about it. It just happens, right? You don't have to think about it. I could just bust this move and knock these formations down. It's nothing for me to be able to get on front of the camera and speak and say these lines for, the radio show or TV show. That's what the practice is. But the skill is being able to get to that emotion without even thinking about it, without even knowing, or whatever talent you may have, being able to do it without even having to second guess yourself on whether you're a professional about it, because you put the time, you put the work in. Okay.
And regardless of what side of the arena you're in,
Right.
you're still all in the same arena, right? You're still all artists. So you can be in Hollywood, you can be an independent, you can be striving to just get the entry fee paid to get yourself into the arena. But whatever it is that you're doing, have the knowledge and take the time to get the education.
That's right.
And so talk to some people who are actually doing the thing that you want to do. That's the best way to really start understanding the insight and the insider of what actually happens there.
Right.
Because outside looking in, I am telling you, this stuff looks great. It looks fantastic.
Right.
But the things that they're never going to tell you about or publish are the things that you're going to get from the people who are actually living it.
Right. So do your homework, study. If you want to be an artist, or if you want to be someone who's making a difference in the world, you got to do your homework and know what kind of world you're living in. You dig? All right. Well, we want to thank you for joining us on the Hot Topic with your boy DJ Mifflin. We're gonna come back in a few seconds. All right. So stay tuned. What They Don't Tell You podcast on Bfam 109.6. B Squad's in the building.
B Squad. Well, we have just for closing.
Closing.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just gonna close out, and then that's it.
Did you know that Madonna, that was her favorite movie?
Really?
Yes. There's an interview about that.
It was her favorite movie.
Contractual favorite movie.
Yeah, that she just had to get out. That's right.
No, they're not.
And she got lucky.
Yeah.
That's right. And then you think about roles like Will Smith, who turned down.
Susan, I think was her first.
I think that was the first one. I think that was part of the contract she signed.
Wow.
The first one, then her contract, her last movie was League of Her Own under that contract from That's the Secret Service.
Wow.
Which was $1 million times better.
Yeah. I was like, she's come along so far. Also she had a supporting cast. I was like, I love me some Jesus. So
I watched that movie.
Yeah, it really was. It really was. Yeah.
That was actually really good. I watched that movie.
So for Purple Rain, they said Prince gonna be doing the Purple Rain.
They did not know what they were.
They didn't know what they was getting into.
I have no idea.
What classic?
A lot of classics.
You know. All right, man. We're back. What They Don't Tell You podcast on Bfam 109.6. Listen, it's about that time that we have to say goodbye to all our company.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm excited. This is our first show here.
Yeah, I was like, I hope you guys are just as excited as we are.
Yes.
This was just, our intro show. There's more to come. We are not going to be leaving you anytime soon.
That's right.
But like we said, we do have B Squad backstage. So if you guys know up and coming talent, if you know people who own businesses and who are making real contributions to their community,
that's right.
Let us know. We want to talk to you. We talked about talking to the insiders. That's exactly what we want to do with B Squad backstage here with What They Don't Tell You podcast.
And then also, guys, listen, if you want to check us out on What They Don't Tell You, or I should say Wtdty podcast on YouTube, you can check out our old shows, some of the shows that we did in the past, and on our former station that we were on. Shout out to them. We love you guys. But we want to appreciate them. But if you just want to see some of the shows that we've done before, get an understanding, feel free to check it out on the YouTube channel, okay? So continue supporting us here on Bfam 109.6, where we are just so happy to be, man. I love this place. And I am so happy because we're near one of my favorite teams in the whole wide world.
Who's that?
The Atlanta Braves, baby. Yeah, you see it down here. You know what I mean? Shout out to Atlanta Braves, baby.
In the top of the night.
Yes.
Okay.
7-game winning streak, and Max Fried is still in the mound.
Let's go. Let's
Sports.
go. You wish
We're
you
talking
were
about
me. You wish you were me. Yes, you do. And all you haters out there, because I know some of my family, y'all, Phillies and Yankees and all the other guys. Listen, enjoy your team. I'm just happy that I'm fortunate enough to be actually doing a podcast show next to my favorite baseball team. Yes, I am. So I'm excited. But yes, like I said, once again, we are so thankful and so happy to be here. Just stay tuned. Like I said, Keith will be back with us. He is out doing his thing as a comedian, doing shows, making money, doing his thing. So shout out to Keith. Keith fans, man, we love you, man. We want to see you back here, man. But
All right, and I also see here on our Instagram Live, we're getting a shout out to independent producer Dr. Worley for an upcoming feature film. So that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Tell us what you're working on.
Yeah.
I know the community is out here
Congratulations.
working. We know that you guys are doing things.
that's right.
Y'all gotta tell people.
Yes, let us
Stop
know.
hiding your gifts in the dark.
You know what I'm
Shine
saying?
bright like a diamond.
Hey, I want to give a shout out
Shine
too,
bright like a diamond.
and I want to give a shout out to my brother, Jules Athletics.
Hey, Jules.
Yeah, I love you, big bro, or little big bro, I should say.
I know, man.
Worth the world.
Is he taller than you
No, he'll never be taller than me. Son. That's just something that doesn't happen.
He's like, it wasn't.
It's very few. I got a
genetics didn't go
couple
that
cousins
far.
who got,
I did.
Yeah,
I was like, you see
yeah.
the bass drop?
You know
That
what
was
I
the
mean?
DJ.
Shout out to my other cousin Dior. Shout out to them.
Okay.
Shout
What's
out
Dior
to.
doing? What's Dior doing?
Oh, he's doing some big things right now. Clothing line. My cousin Jordan and his clothing line. Like I said, my little brother Steph Jules, with his clothing line. My brother and his crew, Treehouse. Shout out to them, which will be playing feature some music from them in the future, so you guys can check them out. But we just want to look forward to. Oh, and listen, we're gonna have some guests, like I said, on our B Squad backstage, but we'll also be having guests on here too as well. Co-hosts sometimes while Keith's out, but we want to be able to let you guys know that we look forward to talking to some of our older guests to have y'all come back and see what y'all been up to lately. Okay, so
That's
stay tuned
right.
for that.
So
Stay tuned for that.
Yeah, so we have our T Lang Dance Studio.
That's
here in
right,
Atlanta.
T Lang. What up, girl?
T Lang Dance Studio.
Mayday Barbecue.
Yes,
Shout out to Mayday.
Barbecue. You trying to cook? You trying to barbecue?
Who's
Yeah,
Hawkell?
Hawkell, Vibrational Living.
Vibrational Living, man. We need to have y'all
That's
back.
right. He'll get you
Gotta
right.
get y'all back. Roxy Resnick, the comedian Roxy.
Yes.
Tobias Dean, my boy Tobias. Clothing line. What's my clothing line? My favorite clothing line. I'm sure.
Perfect Nobody.
Perfect Nobody. Yes. Gotta get him back. Gotta get him back.
Yeah. And Perfect Nobodies, they actually just launched a new purse line. So for our ladies, they've got athletic wear, they've got stuff for men, for women, and for children.
Wow.
So you can be fashionable all year round with Perfect Nobody.
You see what I'm saying? Thank you. See, so you guys, we're gonna reach out to y'all, okay? And anybody, if you want some sponsorship on our show, please hit us up. We would love to have some.
Look at the sponsor.
Let's go. We won't let you down. But we just want to thank you guys for joining us once again for the What They Don't Tell You podcast on Bfam 109.6. Stay tuned for us again this Friday coming up. We're gonna have the same hot topics.
They won't be the same.
No, I'm saying the same sequence, but we're gonna have some new stuff to talk about. We have the same hot topic with new hits. You know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna have Keisha coming in with that business. All right, and we're gonna hear from our boy Keith Vance next time too. So stay tuned for that as well. But once again, I want to thank you guys for joining us. What They Don't Tell You podcast. We are your host DJ Mifflin,
Keisha Williams,
and hopefully our boy Keith Vance will be back soon. And we are the B Squad. Until next time, salute. B Squad's in the building.
As he would say, wash your hands.
Wash your hands.
We a wrap.
That's it.
It's a wrap.
Ain't nobody like that.
I know, right?
Doing it anyway.
You're like, that's okay. I recorded.
Yeah. All right, guys. Catch you later.
He was saying somebody else in here.